either 3 or 2 of them ganging up.
I see. So they basically look at you once you start the engagement, and that's why you die, basically. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, okay. Well, this might be timing problem then. Maybe we can take a look at that, but there also might be some other problems. Maybe it's your positioning, maybe the target priority as well. Obviously, we can just start with the basics, because if we're starting gold currently, I think that's fine. If we just focus on fundamentals first, then I'm pretty sure you should be able to break into plat or maybe even higher once we fix the fundamentals, so it's all good. Your short-term goals should be reached, and as your long-term goals, you also said that you want to reach eternity or higher. Well, that's a pretty ambitious goal. Good. That's why not? Just potentially just climbing step by step and should be all right. Just fix the concept step by step, should be all good. All right. Is there anything what you would like to add about yourself as a player? Maybe anything.
What do you mean? Like,
Just anything what you want to add, I guess, besides what you mentioned in the form.
no, not really.
Okay, then we good to start with the replay?
Sure.
Okay, well, do you want us to start with that one you sent to me, or is there a better one?
That is the main one. There are others if you want.
Yeah, it's all up to you. Do you think this one you sent me the last time, is it okay for us to start with at the moment?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's take a look at that. Well, I pre-watched this replay slightly, and I would agree that probably our problem is going to be around the timing and the positioning a little bit. Maybe some of the ideas about disengagement. That is something what we can talk about. So this is going to be easier for you to do more pressure in the fight. But yeah, let's just start with the fundamentals first, and then we'll see what else we can add. Can you see the stream just fine? Does it work for you?
Let me see. Yep. I can see it.
Okay, it's working just fine, right? The quality, everything's all right, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then let's just take a look at a couple of the fights and we can talk about a few concepts with you right away. It seems like we're starting with pretty decent rotation, initially just looking for the off angle and gonna be looking for, well, maybe even sort of deeper flanking here at this point. My question to you, is that something what you do frequently? On the Psylocke, do you typically go for those kind of off angles which you basically try to do at the moment, or is there anything else what do you do?
Most of the time, if I can, I'll go up somewhere high and start shooting down on the supports or the DPS if I
Mm-hmm.
can. And if somebody tries to come up to get me, I will either go down or try to kill them.
Makes sense, makes sense. So usually using some sort of high gun position too. Makes sense. Why do you decide to rotate towards the left side here in specific? So gain a little bit of height, yeah, that's one thing you said. Is there anything else about this position? Why do you go here, basically?
Try to get around.
Try to get around. And what's the goal? What are we trying to get around?
Trying to get to the back of the support, take one out first, and then get out.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, I feel like all of this strategy is pretty good looking to me. I would tweak a few things just regarding how you are doing that. Let's just start with the basics of the map control. So first of all, when we're trying to get on those kind of positions like you do, which is typically going to be good position because you will be diverting a lot of the enemy attention, and meanwhile, while everybody here on the enemy team is busy with what's happening in the main, you can sneak in the kill. However, there are a few problems. First of all, the problem is about how fast you set up, how fast you are at getting in a position. Okay, so what I
Yeah.
want you to do is, once you try to look for those kind of off angles, by the way, the term off angle, do you know what that means, or should I explain it a little bit more?
Uh, I sort of know it. It's like not at that angle where your team is attacking, but somewhere else where they have to look away from the team to attack.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty accurate. Usually notice that off angle is going to be the position away from your core, and your core is going to be typically at the main somewhere. Let's say this position A, that's where they are, and your off angle can be somewhere here. Maybe it can also be there. It can also be here. Off angles are different, and the characters, yeah, just the character you play, it can allow you to understand what kind of off angle you should be taking. On Psylocke, generally speaking, you can take for pretty deep off angle, like the one you go here. This is what we call flank. Even the difference between the flank and off angle is that on the flank you cannot be directly seen by your team. You cannot get direct support with the healing, and that's totally fine because you have a lot of mobility. You can, generally speaking, be there on those kind of flanks. But anyway, this is a good position. But first of all, you need to start rotating faster. So what I recommend to do is you have something what's gonna be your movement ability, your dash, yeah? And your dash is not only allowing you to get kills, but it's also allowing you to get in a position faster, generally speaking. So
Yeah.
if we try to use the dash now, usually if you, let's just say in the staging phase, whenever you're trying to position and go towards those off angles, it's fine for you to use at least one dash to get it in a position. Sometimes you can use up to 2 dashes, but the most important rule is once you use those dashes, then you have to make sure that you get those back once the fight happens. But here, you definitely have the time to sneak in at least one dash, in my opinion. Yeah, we start with this rotation at the left, which is gonna be fine. You have sort of just got stuck here a little bit, but it's fine. Yeah, you need to move here instantly, and then you have the time to use one dash here already, and maybe even the second one is still gonna be okay, generally speaking, because by the time the fight happens, you will get those back, and the fight happens over here. Usually, you kind of have this at least 10 seconds to set up as the character. This is usually how much time it takes before the fight actually happens. So it's gonna be okay for you. All right, let me just write it down then in a summary. Yeah, when you take in those off angles, I want you to be using the dash, yet try to use the dash to get an off angle, and then after that you can think what you can do. You can engage and try to control the map. And another thing is gonna be along the timing. It's just kind of when you engage, if that makes sense. So there are a few things as well. Ideally, when you try to rotate with your E, usually try to pop it before the enemy is even seen you. When you cross the open space like this is totally doable. E also sort of can allow you to get in a position. It's just one small detail. Yeah, whenever there's a lot of poke damage, you're trying to cross the open space like this, use E to get in a position. This sort of allowing you to be in the duel. Yeah, treat it this way. You have your cooldowns, first of all, to set yourself up, and then later you're gonna be engaging. That's it, and that's all about the timing, your pressure, yeah, like the engagement at the correct moment, and that is where you exchange your cooldowns again. Right, let me actually specify it as 2. By the way, all the notes I'm writing down right now, I'm gonna send the summary to you later as well, so it's all good. All right, any questions, by the way, about anything so far, what I mentioned, or does everything make sense?
Yes. So far, everything makes sense.
Okay. Well, let's keep watching. So popping the E early even is okay before this guy is noticing you here. Unfortunately, getting poked heavily because this guy's in turret mode. But then this is where the second problem comes in, and it's partially to do with your setup because you're not in a position right in time when the fight happens. And second, you are a little bit too far. Let's put it this way. So how do you identify if you're too far? Yeah, what kind of engagement rules you may have? First of all, what you need to look at is gonna be your tank. The tank is gonna be one of the basics for you to always track. And if you know that your tank is taking damage, if you know that your tank is currently attacking, you should be attacking as well. Yeah, and let's say you're not able to attack, then that is something to do either with your position or with your rotation. Yeah, maybe you've been rotating for too long. and maybe this is also not the best position for us to be at in the first place. Yeah, maybe we can have a different angle of attack depending on where your tank is fighting. But see, the problem is now your tank's already active. You have the Thor, and your Strange are active over here, and we're still setting up. It takes a lot of time for you to get in the position. And again, not bad idea to try to get on the back line, but you should be fighting when your tank is fighting too. So how you would solve
Yeah.
that? What do you think you need to do to be able to sync pressure with the tank? What do you would say? Maybe you can change your position.
Um,
Maybe, yeah. What do you would say?
get to position faster or do something else.
Okay. Yeah, this is one sort of potential way to solve it if you rotate faster. What about the other position? What kind of other position you could be taking in theory besides going all the way left side here?
Right side?
Right side is possible, yeah. Just trying to go up the stairs, and then when your tank is active, you can be active as well. And you'll usually notice that because you go on the right side here, you kind of will be taking space step by step because we usually trying to fight for the choke here. And yes, you have to aim for the backline, but then from here, you exactly can search for the backline members. You can exactly see what are your options. Let me just show you a few examples of that too. I usually save some of the pro players implementing the same ideas. Yeah, so far we have two things for us to look at. It's going to be the rotations and the timing. Yeah, for example, this
Yeah.
player here is going to be really good at this kind of stuff. Let's just open the video. Just give me 2 seconds and I will show it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, it should be this. Yeah, so one of the best players on Psylocke is going to be Sparker. In my opinion, he's doing pretty decent most of the time. What you'll see he does most of it is going to be taking an off angle like you do, but you do it accordingly to where your tank is. And I don't want you to be stuck with your tank. I want you to keep doing the same kind of off angles, go for the deep angles. This is what I like to call even a 90 angle. You sort of have this A position from where your team is, and let's say you're this position B, you attacking from perpendicular angle. Yeah, you're attacking
Yeah.
at this somewhere else spot. Yeah, like let's say in theory here, this is also position C. You kind of are gonna be on this 90, but it's even like deeper off angle, let's say 180 off angle, because these guys have to make a full 180 turn to deal with you. But you always have to decide, is it gonna be between the 90 to 180, and just make sure you set up accordingly the way your tank is fighting. For example, here, you will see that Sparker is going to be doing exactly that. They will try to look for the off angles, but they always choose to their greediness of the angle depending on where their tank is attacking, when their tank is attacking. So if you notice that your rotation takes way too long before, let's just say you took this all the way right position and your tank is already fighting, something is wrong. Yeah, and by the way, notice here how they invest the dash as well. Yeah, they get in a position. Usually you have enough time to at least use one dash to get in a position. Maybe you can use up to 2 dashes. It's also fine. Try to experiment with each map, but at least one is important, so you get in a position faster. And here you can exactly see them later on some sort of off angle here on the right side. And what's important is that they look at their tanks. When they're gonna be actively engaging, they will look to commit their dash too. Yeah, they're sort of waiting when the tank gets active, and then after that they may look for the targets. Yeah, it's okay for you to look for the supports if you have the opportunity to shoot the support, but if you don't, then it's okay for you to shoot the tank as well. And you see them exactly synchronizing the pressure there pretty well. Most of the time we have to watch that. Right,
Yeah.
does everything make sense so far, or any questions about this example here?
Um, for rotating.
Yeah.
If you take too long, what could happen?
If you take too long, your team receives a lot of pressure and you start losing on resources, basically, because the fight is going to be 5v6, which actually, in your case, is going to be 4v6, because you've been taking the same angle as your magic, and your magic also, well, you guys wasting a lot of time there, and if these guys take a lot of pressure, right, that means you will lose the fight more likely, simply 4v6, who
Yeah.
has an advantage, right? The enemy does. So you have to be active during this moment. Again, it's important to take an angle. Highly, highly recommended. Like the same way you do. Just adjust it based on when your tank is fighting. It should be fine. Like going for the right side, not bad idea. Going to the left side either, maybe not bad idea. Experiment with that. I think this can work, but do it faster. Yeah, you cannot not fight when your tank is fighting already. They just receive a lot of pressure. So basically, that's why you partially receive a lot of pressure from this guy. Yeah, we could blame it on some other small things as well, with how you use your E and how you play cover. Maybe there is something what it can do about shooting correctly, stuff like that, mechanics. But honestly, this is the most important thing, the timing here. So this way, it makes it easy for you. All right. Anyway, afterwards, we start playing this corner. And yeah, just to be clear, are there any other questions or?
No, not really.
Okay, let's keep watching then. So that's why it's gonna be tough for us to win this fight. We're gonna be playing pretty patient, it seems, trying to survive. That's okay. Disengaging, going back towards your team, that's fine. There's some stuff you can do about disengagement as well, but I would not throw this at you right now. This, I think, is enough to just try to come up with what kind of position we can take. Make sure that you take comfortable off angle. And first of all, I want you to invest the dash. Yeah, invest the dash to get in a position. But now, my question to you is, what kind of off angle you can be taking? Where can it go? What do you think?
Straight up to that ledge area.
Yeah, so it's gonna be what, the overall left side here?
Yeah, that's that.
Exactly, yeah. So set up faster, just get in there. I'm thinking just try to figure out what they're gonna be using. Yeah, is it gonna be your dash or E, or both of those? Your E also allows you to sort of get in the positions a little bit faster. Yeah, you're also not gonna get poked as much. Usually, if you notice, if you have a lot of open space to cross, is okay. Yeah, if you don't want to get noticed, let's put it this way. Just gonna write it down this way. Yeah, a lot of open space plus you can get noticed is fine. Yeah, because you want to be unpredictable with off angles. You don't want this guy to know when you're rotating that you here. So using your E even earlier there, that's reasonable enough, and then you would get in a position and see, you would get there faster, and then once you're here, you see, this guy's getting active. You should be active as well.
Yeah.
This guy's already taking a lot of damage, but we're just getting in a position. We should be there faster, basically. Your tank is active, I want you to be active. Now, when your tank is dead, you're gonna receive more pressure. Obviously, there's some small stuff we can tweak about the mechanics too, but I feel like it's fine. You're starting in pretty good positions, you just need to time the pressure correctly and set up faster. Maybe choose different positions too. Well, that's okay. They found us. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Starting with the right side again. Use the dash. Use the dash setup.
Yeah.
No downside. You will get it back when the fight starts. Again, you have around 10 seconds. Right, and now you have to do what? What's important here before you start engaging?
Wait for tanks.
Wait for tanks.
Engage.
Exactly. Wait for tanks. You have to wait for the tanks. There's maybe one more rule I want to tell you. Sometimes it may happen that you may find someone isolated, someone really low. Yeah, let's just find killable, any really killable target. Then you can find those whenever. But this guy in the Druid form usually is pretty threatening. He is not as isolated either. He can get help from these guys. So don't fight right now. Just wait for the moment when your tank engages and then fight with them. By the way, not a bad idea to even set up here and fight accordingly to where your tank is. Yeah, take space step by step. Right now, we're just kind of a little bit far in. Your team is fighting over here. Your tank is fighting over here. So maybe not bad idea to just try to figure out who you can fight in that area. Maybe you can fight a Spider-Man. Maybe you can also find anyone who extends to here a little bit. They're gonna be pushing a little bit further up. Maybe they are support even. But let's see what we do. They're kind of waiting. They're trying to get behind this guy, right? Yeah, but see, your tanks are already active. You see the damage they exchange as well. It's not a bad idea to try to maybe get behind this guy though. Yeah, sort of trying to maybe, let's just say, if he is killable enough, if he's not aware of you, this can be possible. But still, You can do a little bit of both, I would say. When your tank is fighting there, and then later you can rotate. This guy's pretty far. Okay, you can fight isolated.
Yeah.
The guy like this. That's fine too. Trying to get out. It's okay. Keep shooting. Sure. Now you have an advantage, so it's less forgiving for you to not be on the off angle. It's okay for you to just keep up the pressure going. Just make sure you finish the targets there, and you're good. Yeah. Can even commit the dash, yeah, just as soon as you see someone's low there, that's fine. Okay, maybe you can keep pushing and taking space if you like to. Nice, looks good. Yeah, I'm thinking our mechanics are fine, honestly. For at this level, where we are, we don't need to focus on those as much. You just mostly, you need to solve the timing there, and you should be good.
Yeah.
Okay, decent position to start with, being patient, little off angle here, why not? And then the Captain America is engaging. You can shoot him. That's fine. This looks better timing-wise. Obviously, we're not able to find their support yet, but it's okay. Just keep looking at where your tank is fighting, and then you can decide what to do next. You sort of have to be slightly more active towards this area, it seems, in your case. There's a lot of action going on already, so turn around, shoot the Spider-Man. Your tank is already here fighting. You have Rogue fighting. Maybe you can also try to go with your Doctor Strange, but if you wish to go with your Doctor Strange, then do it faster, committing your dash to set you up in the position. It's one way or another, probably. Yep, you probably have to. In my opinion, it's going to be mostly looking after main tank, to be honest. Main tank is just anyone with a high sustain. You can consider Doctor Strange more of a main tank because of how much sustain he's got. And Rogue is going to be what we call an off tank. So most of the time, when you see your main tank is engaging, then decide what you engage next. Just see what's suitable, what's convenient based on your position. But first off,
Yeah.
you need to get in the best position possible. Alright. Trying to sneak in. But be careful. Be careful. Yeah, you actually have to be... Well, these guys, well, they didn't notice you, so it's all good. I think it's not a bad idea at all. Now, the only thing you have to watch is what the area you're gonna be fighting. Maybe you can sync with your tank, or you can also try to find anyone isolated. By the way, if you know there's somebody potentially isolated who you can kill, you can go after them whenever, but let's see. It seems like all of them are stuck in together. Okay, what do you think? What do you think about this engagement? So kind of started with approaching towards the cart, and then get noticed by the Bucky. Is there's anything what you think you need to tweak?
Engage too early.
Yeah.
No, none of my team there yet.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit too early, yeah? Your team is just really, really far. By the way, maybe something what I can do is try to even rotate and help out them with this area, but obviously you have to use your E to get in a position so you'll not get noticed. Sort of E here, and then probably gonna get through here and then use the stairs. Maybe you can get the Luna Snow or something if you'll find her. I'm not sure what she's doing. She's trying to flank here, but it's fine. You can maybe catch them. Or if you do this, then at least make sure that your tank gets active first. Yeah, see this TP here? This is maybe when you can start attacking, simply. Just the TP starts, okay, let me attack after so you'll not receive as much pressure. Now you tanking too much. That's why it's not gonna end up too well. Okay, what's next? Can be reasonable. Like, timing-wise can be reasonable to hold, but you have to anticipate where this guy's gonna be engaging. Maybe just ulting in the backline there is gonna be reasonable enough. Just be careful, be careful. Like, now again, this is more of a tanking problem. You see, your tank is out. You need to get out as well.
Yeah.
You need to be really careful. Let's watch this again. Yeah, like this here, there's no tank for you anymore. The Angel is out, so you need to get out or be patient. Just wait. Yeah, if you're not sure, let's say your tank is not active yet, what do? You either position better or you wait, simply. So in your case, I don't know. What do you think? Where do you think you should be at the moment?
In an off angle or somewhere else?
Yeah, what kind of off
It's
angle
not
do you think? So let's just say right when you see the Angela is getting out, it seems like she's getting out here, right? Your decision here. Where should you go?
Near the end of the point.
Yeah, so sort of going over here, you mean? Just in the
Yeah.
space. Yeah, this can be a good idea. Just go in better if tank is not active. I'll just say set up better. Sometimes you can also be, like I said, patient. Sometimes if you're already in a position, this can also work. But in here, you fighting. Just set up. Go in here. Your tank will do this, and then you peek. And you finish them off. You can maybe flank around this way. There's flexibility. We don't care at this point what you do exactly. You just need to execute the timing for now. We can talk about the quality of it later as well. But this is always the good start, in my opinion. Okay, anyway, there's still opportunity for us to maybe turn around the fight. Nice. Going in for the kill there. This guy's been pretty isolated, so that's good. Also, you see, timing-wise, why this guy's not paying attention to you? Because there's a Doctor Strange. Makes it so much easier. You attack even because there are 3 people. You may try to get a kill on someone because of it. There's a high chance. But you have to always look. You have to watch. My tank is in. Okay, let's get in. My tank is out. Let's get out. Unless you see isolated targets. If you see this guy's isolated, sure, you don't care as much. You're pretty good at dueling. But now, when you engage those 2 people, you can already see this might be wrong, because the tank is not there. There's a high risk, high chance for you to die. You see, you committed? Yeah, like you see too much pressure. And we could already anticipate that without even seeing it dying. It's just gonna be too much pressure, more likely. Alright, anyway. Do you have any questions about anything so far?
No, not yet.
Okay, perfect. Well, if you wish, what we can also do, we can try to do a game and try to apply some of this stuff, just right in live. Maybe I can keep you focused on this timing sort of thing, and then maybe we can also add something to tweak later. Do you want to do that, or...?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, let's try. Let's just simply do the same things you do with the positioning, just get in a position faster, and then second, I want you to constantly look at your tank before engagement starts. Alright, so what kind of tank you will be tracking? Let's look at the character. What's that gonna be?
Deadpool.
Okay, Deadpool and Rogue as well, right? This can also be the one. Alright, let's do that. So you're gonna be constantly tracking them, and I want you to simply at least look at where they are before the engagement starts. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Right, you still can set up at your own off angles, but once tank is fighting, I want you to fight simply. That's all.
Yeah.
Alright, this is a good start. And once your rogue will be fighting, you can fight as well. You can always adapt your position. Let's say they will decide to engage earlier, right? You can go here, exactly. They're fighting. They're fighting, you should be fighting. You should be fighting. You should be fighting already. Yeah. Should be fighting. Okay, a little bit late, but it's fine. Okay, careful. Your tank is out. Your tank is out, so you have to get out. Okay, so see, like, right there, you just need to be faster. Sometimes, let's say, if you recognize that you're late, okay, you can start at this position where you've been already. Just start through that window where you've been and just start shooting. Yeah. That's fine, too. But our rules are the same. If tank is fighting, then you fight. You set up always before they fight. Let's put it this way. Like now, the tank is active, you can get active. Yeah, watch your tank, watch your tank. See where they are. They're fighting. If they are, then fight. You should be fighting now. Yes, yes, yes. Nice. Looks good. Okay. Alright, now keep watching the tank. Now they're not fighting, you have to get out. Make sure that you kind of get a little bit closer before your tank engages. You need to kind of be in the dash range when you're fighting. That's always going to be a big thing. Alright, so let's watch our tank, and once tank is fighting, I want you to be in a dash range to the enemy team so you can fight them. Okay, watch where they're fighting. See what are your options, who you can go after. Alright? Your tank is fighting, you can fight. Okay. A little bit too early. Watch out.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's, okay, you can maybe finish the target. Let's do it simply this way. Try to attack the area where your tank is fighting. That's all. Most of the time. So don't go too deep. So we go a little bit too deep at the moment. We just need to fight the same area tank is fighting. Watch what this area is, and let's fight there. You can still be an off angle meanwhile. You see where tank is fighting. You see right there. Yes, this is a good area to fight. Okay. Okay, your rock is dead. Watch your Deadpool. Where the Deadpool is fighting. Just getting a little bit snowballed. That's fine. This happens. You guys need to restabilize. Once you get your ultimate, you may be able to stabilize effectively. You just...
Yeah.
Okay, set up now. Get in a position. Try to predict where the fight is gonna be. Okay, this guy is easily dead. Isolated. Okay, nice. Looks good. Looks decent. Careful. You're outside of your tank's area right now. See, like, the rules are simple. I want you to fight in the area where your tank is fighting. If you notice that you're not doing that, then there's a high chance to die for you like that. Yeah, you only do that if there's isolated target. That's it. There's no isolated target for you yet. Okay, this seems like they see the... That's fine. You can maybe look for the setup, find the options. Your Deadpool is fighting, fight the same area. The same area with your Deadpool. Yeah, this is good setup. Little setup here, but same area. Okay. Same area with your Rogue. Where are they fighting? Fight the same area. Yes, okay, well. Got a little bit snowballed, that's fine. So basically, the biggest problem is that we're way too deep right now. When your tank is fighting, we're not ready to fight yet. So... right now, the fix is easy. Just make sure when your tank is fighting, you fight the same area. That's all. And you also need to be really close, one dash away from the enemy. We're a little bit too far from them.
Yeah.
We need to be closer so you can secure the kill. Right, let's do that. You still can set up on the off angle like you do. You don't have to play behind the tanks, but fight the same area. Fight the same area constantly. So this way it makes it easy. Yeah, I don't know. We can do one more. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, maybe... Do you have any questions about anything, or...?
Whenever an enemy player plays another character that counters my character, should I just change or play around it?
No, it's okay. First of all, adjust your playstyle. You don't have to. Your character's pool is okay. I would just focus on how to adjust your playstyle. The counters doesn't matter to us at the moment. We just need to solve the basics at the moment. Like, I want you to fix your timing, and that's it. This will get you even, like, up to ranks higher if you're able to fix that. We're just a little bit mistiming the pressure there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we get. Alright, so now, what tank you will be engaging with? Let's take a look. What do you see?
Captain America and Deadpool.
Exactly. Okay, so once Captain America and Deadpool engages, I want you to be in the same area with them. But set up before, try to anticipate where they might dive. So, and then you fight the same area.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
4, 3, 2,
Alright, which way your tanks are gonna be fighting? This guy's isolated, you may fight him too, but if not, then what's your tank? Where's your tanks fighting? Where they fighting? Where they fighting? Yeah, like, and fight the same area. Where they're fighting? Fight the same area. Yep. Where your captain is, where they're fighting.
Yeah.
So right there, and you have to be closer. You have to be one dash away from the fight. We just kind of a little bit need to be a little bit faster. Okay, this is good. This is good timing. Nice. Keep fighting. You have the tanks fighting here. You can keep fighting and use the dash to secure the kills too. Nice. Just get the fight, Fox. Perfect. All right. Watch your tank. Where they're fighting. Where the tanks are fighting. Watch out. Okay, this guy may die too, but all right. All right. All right. Where your tanks are fighting. Okay. Nice. Looks good. Okay. Yep, so this is it. And you always need to set up accordingly. Make sure that you take an off angle accordingly. Fix your timing first. Right. Let's think about it. Where are we going to set up? Where your tank is fighting? See, they're fighting the choke here, so we can set up here. Alright. Your tank is fighting, you should fight. Your Thor is fighting right now. Same area. Fight the same area, yes. Okay. Looks good. Okay, this is not the same area with them. Yeah, this is better. Nice, this looks good. Just watch where they're fighting, where your Thor is fighting. Left side there, yeah, okay. Nice. Okay, where they going next? This magic. You can fight them. Nice, looks better. So much better now. Okay, watch the area where they're gonna be fighting and fight. Your Thor is fighting right there in the choke. You should be fighting. If your Thor is fighting, you fight. Okay, you get out, get out. If your HP is low, get out. Okay, your Thor is still fighting though. Still fighting, still fighting, still fighting. And looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay. So much better. Okay. Now, you can still set up an off angle. Don't forget about it. They still can do that. You still can sneak in around the corners if you're able to, like, maybe use the left side, whatnot. Okay, this guy's dead.
Yeah.
This guy should die. Nice. Okay, looks good. Do you see what I mean? This is gonna be much better timing right now. You basically synchronize them with your tanks. You still can do that from the off angles, but make sure that you fight at the same area. One dash away and you're good. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Pretty simple rule, but effective. You always look at where these guys are fighting.
Yeah.
Again, there's might be exception rule to fight isolated target whenever. But if not, if there's no isolated, then fight the same area.
Yeah. How do you define a isolated enemy?
Isolated is just who cannot get support from their team. They just kind of by themselves somewhere. And
Yeah.
if you see they don't have line of sight on any of their teammates, then you can consider this guy's isolated. But mostly they will be grouped, that's fine. Okay, you mostly expect to be fighting for this right side. Watch your tank and fight with them. You can ult at the same time once your tank goes in, by the way. Okay, good stuff. Okay. Watch your tank. Where your tank's fighting, be one dash away from this area.
Yep.
They still fighting main there. So you can keep fighting it. Just try to find a squishy, if possible. This guy's isolated. That was isolated, by the way. He was not able to get any support from their team.
Yeah.
Alright, fight with your tank. Where your tank is fighting. The right side, left side there. Perfect. Okay. If your tank is out, you get out. Your tank is out. It can also go back to an off angle if you like to. You don't have go back to your team, but you know, it's alright. Okay, you need to set up at this point. Just to get the HP back, you can... you see this Angela buff, by the way, too? Yeah, isolated target. Isolated targets are easy. Can usually kill them. You can commit to dash even. She can die. Alright, all good.
Yeah.
And now set up to fight with your tank. This looks good. If your tank decides to fight here, that's fine. Unless you see isolated. What's your Thor? Where they are? Are they fighting? They're fighting. Yes, so you should be fighting too. Think about your ultimate. How you gonna be using that too?
Yeah.
Once your Thor is active, you can pretty much get active. Yes. Decent, decent, decent. This guy's isolated, by the way, by himself, so fight him. You can invest the dash. Nice, looks good. So much better. That's nice. Same area again. Try to predict. They may touch with TP, may not. Okay, seems like they're not able to touch. All good?
Yeah.
Alright, you see the difference?
Yes.
Perfect. So, let's just try to summarize what we talked about today so far. And, yeah, any final questions too, of course. Yeah, well, you tell me. What do you need to work on at the moment?
Positioning and how far away from them. When to engage and yeah.
Okay, let's specify. With positioning, what are the rules for us at the moment we should be following?
Off angles. How far away from the person.
Yes, and how far away you should be?
Dash.
One
Within
dash
dash
away,
range.
exactly. Yeah, play one dash away from the enemy, that's one. With off angles, you, generally speaking, can look for the same off angles you do typically. It's gonna be between 90 to 180 off angles, but overall, as long as you know how to get there, yeah, also don't forget that you can use your dash to get in a position, you should be fine. Yeah, I feel like the angles you've been fighting, you've been using for the most part, those looks okay. And what about the timing? What do you need to keep an eye on?
When tanks engage.
Exactly, yeah. So sort of, when your tank engages, I want you to engage half a second later. And if you take a lot of time, then your tank is going to receive immense pressure because you're not fighting, you're not able to secure the kills. You treat your tank as distraction. Yeah, they're distracting, absorbing attention. So you should be using that.
Yeah.
And what happens if your tank is not engaging? What you should be doing?
Waiting.
Or
Poke.
you can poke as well, but let's say your tank is really far, I don't know, let's just say you're really far from the fight. Remember us being been trying to sneak in on the map review with you? Yeah, like what we should be doing with our positioning.
Waiting until the tank comes out.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to make sure you synchronize with them, but also don't forget it can rotate too. You can also take the better position. If your tank is not there in the fight, just
Oh.
make sure that you set up accordingly to where they are and play this one dash away. Okay, and exception rule is gonna be fighting isolated targets. You can fight those whenever. This way it makes it easy. But most of the time, you
Yeah.
watch the tank engages, engage in 0.5 seconds later. Same area, and this should solve most of your problems at the moment. All right. Do
Yeah.
you have any final questions for today?
No, not really.
Okay, no questions. All right, maybe we can figure out what we can do in the learn term. Let me just screen share. We can talk about that as well.